heavy.
It's really heavy.
And the ceiling stayed intact, which is great.
Do a little bit of repair around here.
I wondered if the corner of the sink had gone, because I seem to have filled it in with concrete.
Sure we can feel that in with some bit of a mayhem.
Yeah, there's a few holes in it that need to just be filled in a little bit, so we can patch that up. It's a really old sink, huge. Oh, it's made of bricks as well. Those thin bricks are really strong, aren't they? Oh wow, fab. So that was their draining board, made out of concrete, reinforced at that. Okay. I'm out in the courtyard. This is the door on the north side of the building, and the one we use most. And that's going into what we're going to use as a boot room. So we've still got the lovely floor here, tiled floor, which I scrubbed and scrubbed when we first moved in, and I cleaned the walls as far as I could. So it's still very dirty up there. Mark's done some rewiring, so we've got the new light in here. We've got a hole in the ceiling there, needs to be fixed. Upstairs, that's going to be a bathroom, so that needs to be fixed. I need to finish the cleaning, scrubbing off all the dirt. Mark is going to fill that door in, so that was the entrance to a toilet. So as I say, this is going to be the boot room. We have an enormous stone sink in here, which must have been from the original chateau. Huge. So this would have been their room for doing all the washing up, basically. So it would have been well water come through to this sink. We've taken out a cast lump of concrete from that corner, which they were using as a drainer. That's original tiling, but not something we feel we want to use. Today I've just been knocking off paint just to see how easy this brown's coming off, because everywhere's brown. Brown gloss everywhere, it's a nightmare. So I've been scraping off all the loose from the side of the sink here, but I think the original was painted the maroon colour that we have in the kitchen on the fireplace. I think that matches that colour, but it's not, as far as I can see, proper nice stone. I think it's just rubbish that's been rendered. So possibly I'll be painting it again. I will get all this off the proper stone sink though, because that's a nice big feature for this room as I can. And I'm going to go around knocking all the loose off, because this is the problem with gloss paint on top of lime render and stonework. The damp just sits behind it and it makes it all really loose. So I see that's a nice big stone block there. You can see the mortar line there. This is a proper stone block, which then comes out here. So I'm just going to take off as much of this loose as I can all around the room, and then decide how we're going to decorate it. It'll most likely be similar to very similar to the kitchen, just because we've got the original floor. So these tiles are grey and burgundy, and they're 160 years old, so they're well worth keeping and matching some decor with it. So it'll be a nice room when it's done. We're going to have coats in this area, coat hanging and some shelving above it. That's the access door. We're going to have coats along here as well. We have no idea what this large hook was used for, but I'll hang something up there. That was the original electricity meters that were moved the other day, so that all has to be filled in. Mark started by filling the largest holes. That's more brown that's got to come off. That was our original door into the kitchen. That's all blocked off, needs decorating. And that's the new series of meters. So Mark's going to box that in, and I'm going to paint something on the top of it. We've got a nice window out into the courtyard area, so there's our towered barn out there. So it'll be nice when it's done. We had Storm Aurora yesterday, came through, not in a hurry, took a day and a night of really high winds. We had over 50-mile-an-hour winds, and we came out yesterday just to check the tree damage, and Mark's found one on the drive, fairly insignificant one to be fair. And I'm just going to go and see, he's going to clear it now. We've been doing a lot of work on the drive in the past week, so this is the only one that we've seen so far that's come down, but we're going to walk the rest of the grounds, see if there's any more damage anywhere to clear.
Only one tree came down. We got away really lightly. The winds were blowing so hard it was making the house shake, but on the grounds it was just this one tree, so very lucky.
So today we've decided to do some work in the cellar. So I'm in the kitchen, so I'll just show you where the cellar door is. So between the kitchen and the hall is in through there. We have this little area where we have the cellar door. So yes, the electrics are done on the ground floor, but not through the cellar completely yet. So here we have the cellar steps. So we've been dumping stuff in here over the last few months. So I have retrieved all his brewing gear. So we've got all his demijohns. We've got cases of wine delivered from the Loire. One of our neighbours has a vineyard there, so that's our wine delivery. The steps here started disintegrating. They were perfectly fine when we moved in, but this one in particular has fallen apart. So the edge of it's rotten and crumbled away, and then the steps going with it. So that's unsafe. That's Mark's job for today, is to make that safe. He's just cutting some metal rods to go in it. So he's going to make that good. And I'm going to start clearing the floor. So this is, I think, one light. I think there's 3 lights down here. This is the old boiler, which he's gradually taking all the pipe work out for. The jack is under the floor of the library, I think. Let me just get my bearings. No, that's under the back door. So that's in the hall. So we need to do some repair to the beams there. There's a lot of rot towards that back door because there's just so much water been let in. The glass had been broken and had been left open for, God no, months if not years. So we've got some repair to do there. My job today is to clear all the debris. So there's lots of debris here I've piled up. There's new stuff as in brewing gear, and there's old stuff as in their old rubbish, old bottles and tins and things. There's a load there, there's a load there. I've just collected it up. There's a load of debris here, old baskets that are broken. Ash from the original heating system. They would have had a wood-fired heating system here to start off with, so there's lots of ash. But because we had flooding earlier in the year, we've got a lot of debris on the floor that Mark's moved around to make channels for the water. So he's obviously blocked it off here to make the water channel towards the drain. It's just a soak away. Each room down here has a soak away. I don't think this room has electric light as yet. It's something on today's list. Let me just see if it has. No, it hasn't. So my job is to get rid of the rubbish, so it's all going to go towards that area. We've got another prop there which is holding up the floor, central portion of the floor in the library. We were just trying to take some spring out of the floor. So that's another repair we're going to do, and that is what's left of the shutter on the cellar. This is the cellar steps and the repair that Mark's put in. So we've got a new bit of wood through there, a recycled piece of wood, and we're going to put some new tiling in on the top, but with the old tiles that we've found around the place, so it's going to be all in keeping. The first room here has been cleared out considerably. This is the stone that we're going to put up in the library, the one with the chiselled out name and date of 1802. So we'll put that in the library when we've got a moment. And this is the second room. So what I've done is I've just taken the lid off of this sort of sump, so it just shows that it's the same construction as a well down there. It's either brick or stone walls, circular, and a lot of debris in the bottom. Goodness knows what. Mark's cleared buckets and buckets and buckets of rubble and soil off the floor here. I've given all the racking a good clean off with a broom because that was all hanging with cobwebs. So he's been just filling trucks and trucks and trucks with soil and then pulling them up to the tractor there and then dumping them in the garden. So that's been a good 4 hours of work so far, just to clear the floor of soil and rubble. I've cut away some roots that had come through under the wall here, which must be from the plane trees. There are some in the other room that I've got to do. Mark's just going to do the lighting, so we've got the lighting here. We found the box with the Fisherman's lights in, so they're going to go up here. That took a bit more shifting than the other one. It's a different construction and much heavier. I'm going to use this. So again, it's built the same as the other one, like a well. That actually looks deeper. The other one was about 6 feet deep. I could just about reach the bottom. No, I can't reach anywhere near the bottom of that one, so that's more like 10 feet deep, I would have thought. I'll put something down there and see how deep that is, but that's, yeah, heck of a depth. I didn't think it'd be like that. Right, I have got a magnet on the end of an old bit of cable. We go magnet fishing. I'll try not to drop my phone in there. Because I can see down the bottom there is definitely some things to fish back up. So that's the first one, which is a screwdriver.
On camera.
I think we're going to have to call it a day. It's gone 6. Yeah, the sun's going down.
It is.
We've been at it for hours.
Yeah.
Good progress though.
Yeah, I think so.
End of day 2 in the cellar. It's all looking a lot better. Not very bright in here, we need a different light. But everything that was stacked up in here is now gone. Clear floor space. Now it's just shutting the little door, which is going to be replaced. It's all looking a lot better.